I wanted to tell you a story. Now, this story happened, I think it was in August, maybe in July. I live in Brooklyn, New York. My name is Ryan, and welcome to my channel. So anyway, I wanted to talk about, so I woke up one morning. It was either July or August. It was a very warm day. I wake up, and the Holy Spirit is like, I want you to ride your bike to the Brooklyn Bridge, which is 2-ish miles, maybe 3. I don't think it's quite 3 miles from where I live. I'm like, man, that is a lot of main road that I'm gonna have to ride this bike on. So what I was doing was I was on this computer right here and I was mapping out this perfect journey. I'm like, this will be the most perfect way to get there. I guarantee it. And so I had this little map in my head, and if I needed to, I can look at my phone and I just ride to the Brooklyn Bridge. And I get on my bike and I get my bike outside and I start riding. And as I get to the road that I thought was going to be spectacular, it was backed up for miles. I mean, miles. And I'm not talking like one of the lanes. Every single lane was backed up. And the lane that I normally would use was backed up with semi-trucks that looked like they were dumping dirt somewhere or like they were building something. Ride off onto the side street, and I take kind of the parallel road that I was going, that I wanted to take. And it was, this parallel road was even a little bit more hilly. And I take that, and then that takes me to another road, and that takes me to another road. And soon, before I know it, I'm at the Brooklyn Bridge Park. I'm sitting at the park, and I'm like, well, I don't have a ton going on right now. This is enjoyable. I'm watching the ferries go, up and down the East River, and I'm looking at the bridges. The Brooklyn and the Manhattan Bridge are right there. Sitting there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to plot my way back. So I did. I sat there and I plotted my way back. And I was at the park for a while, and then I'm like, well, I think I'm just going to ride back to my apartment. And so I get on the road that I was going to take, and that road was fine. But then I was going to be turning onto another road, which is actually a main road, and it was actually going to take me to my chiropractor. But a car was blocking my ability, really. They kind of ran me off the road. And they ran me right off the road into an actual bike path that I didn't even know existed. So I'm riding this bike path, and I come up to one of the streets that's 12, 13 blocks from where I live. I'm like, all right, I'll go down this. I just felt like being guided down this road. So I go down this road. There was construction on this road, but it allowed bikes to go past, which was really good. And I'm like, well, I'll just keep riding this. Well, of course, that didn't happen either. So then I get shooed off into another road, and I eventually make it back to this apartment. It was none of these roads were roads that I had initially planned on. None of these roads were roads that I had even thought to take because they're fairly busy roads. And it just was, I got exactly so. And then as I'm arriving back on my street and walking my bike into the apartment and walking into the apartment and putting my bike back and sitting there, the Holy Spirit comes back at me again. And it's like, I just told you to go to the Brooklyn Bridge. I didn't tell you how to go. I showed you how to go as you were going along. You didn't need to plan anything out. You just need to listen to me. And then the Holy Spirit said, I will get you where I'm telling you that I'm going to take you. You don't need to do all this planning. I will do it for you. I will go ahead of you. And it was the same exact thing for both ways. I was trying to do all this planning. I was trying to do it under my own control and my own ways and everything like that. And none of it worked. But when I'm like, screw it. I was told to go to the Brooklyn Bridge. This is the way that I'm being taken. Everything flowed effortlessly. Even though I was on busier roads than I normally would take, I was fine. And it was actually kind of fun because you can't speed hardly anywhere in New York because there's a light every block. It was kind of like a community. The cars knew I was there. They might hate me, but at least were, not running me off the road or anything, because it's not like they're going anywhere. The light's red anyways. And it was really kind of like a community. It felt almost like a community ride, really, because there was other people. There was a lot of other cyclists, and we were all in the same boat. And, there was a couple of roads that were actually just shut down. So then you had to go to the sidewalk. And I got to my destination. I got exactly where I was told to go and that I was going to be going. And then I got back, but none of it was under my own. I was doing the riding, but I was being guided by something that knew better than I did. And I think that's where I'm going to leave this video today. It doesn't need to be a long video. It's just if you have been told that a certain thing is going to happen in your life, just know that it's going to happen, and it's not going to happen in the way that you think that it's going to. I have plenty of examples of this, but I think this one's good enough. It gets the message across that if you were told that something was going to happen, you don't have to then spend your entire day, existence, month, week, every minute of every day figuring out how that's going to happen. Because when you do, you screw it up. You know, that's kind of like where my life has been. You know, like once I finally am like, all right, I really just suck at this. You take the wheel. You know, ironically, I don't even have a car anymore. I gave it away. So hopefully this video, because I know there's a lot of people in the church. And I don't consider it like a religion, like in God's, Jesus's, the Holy Spirit's promise area. It's like a waiting room at, like a hospital. Like there's the room over here that says you've been promised this, but you have no idea how it's going to happen. If you're in that waiting room, there's a lot of us, I feel like. Especially right now, you have to just let God, the Holy Spirit, I think, is really who controls most of this. I feel like he's the cell phone, basically, that communicates with us. You got to just let him take the wheel. Or in this case, the handlebars. Let him be the navigation. And it's hard. It really is. Especially if you come from the new age self-help psyop where you do everything on your own, everything's you know, if anything happens, it's because you thought it, you did all your mantras, I guess. And it says in the Bible, don't be like the Gentiles who just repeat the same prayers over and over and over again. I heard you. Like, I got it. That's where I'm going to leave it. Hopefully this video helped you. If it did, like and leave some kind of comment, hopefully, because I guess the new algorithm, if you don't do that, then the video sucks in YouTube's mind. And that's it. Talk to you in the next one. Peace.